Your mental health leave got denied, and now your stomach is on the floor. I want to tell you the thing that nobody tells you in that moment. A denial is not the end of the road. It's a step in the process, and there's a specific next move. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to do with that denial letter instead of spiraling about it. Quick note before we get into it, this is educational support only, not legal, HR, or medical advice. I'm not a lawyer, I'm the person that's been through this and has now seen a whole lot of these. If this video helps, tap the like button so more people who are panicking can find it. Here's the first thing to understand. A denial almost never means you don't qualify, now go away. Most denials mean not yet or not enough. Not enough information, not the right form, or something missing that you can fix. The carrier isn't always saying no to you. A lot of the time, they're saying no to your paperwork, and paperwork is fixable. So step one, before anything else, read the denial letter slowly. The whole thing, I'll tell you why. The reason is usually one of a few things. Sometimes it's an eligibility issue, like you don't meet the hours or the tenure requirement. Sometimes it's missing or late medical information. Sometimes the medical they got didn't clearly show that you can't work, which is a documentation problem, not a you problem. And sometimes it's a deadline you never knew existed. Whatever it is, the letter names it. That named reason is your roadmap because the appeal has to answer that exact reason and nothing else. Now step two, and this is the one people miss, the clock is already running. Appeals have deadlines and they're shorter than you think. The window depends on your plan and who's administering it. And it varies a lot, so the only one that matters is the one that's printed on your letter. Read it, find that date, and go by that. Don't wait until you feel emotionally ready to deal with it because the deadline does not care how you feel. Put that date in your phone the day you get the letter. I want to make this clear, this is exactly the situation you do not want to face alone. If you're staring at a denial and you want help understanding what your letter is actually saying and what your appeal should address, that's what the custom email review is for. You forward me what you're working with and you get a written response back that breaks it down in plain language. It's educational support, not legal advice, but it helps you decipher what you're looking at. And if you'd rather work from a template, the appeals letter template in the toolkit walks you through what to include. Links are in the description. Okay, so back to it. What makes a strong appeal? Two things. First, it directly answers the reason they gave. If they say the medical didn't show that you can't work, your appeal leads with medical documentation that does. If they say something was missing, you send the missing thing and say, here's the item you flagged. You're not writing an essay about your personal life. You're closing the specific gap they named. Second, and this is the part your provider controls, carriers don't evaluate just a diagnosis. They evaluate functional limitations, meaning what you actually can't do at work right now. So documentation that only says, patient has anxiety, gives them very little to go off of. Documentation that accurately describes your real limitations, things like trouble concentrating, meeting deadlines, or handling the demands of the role, when those things are genuinely true for you, gives them something concrete to evaluate. If you want help talking to your provider about documenting your limitations clearly, I have a whole video on that. Now, one honest boundary. Most denials are about a paperwork fight, and you can handle a paperwork fight. But sometimes a denial is wrapped around something uglier, like you got denied right after you disclosed, or you're facing retaliation or termination at the same time. That's the moment a denial stops being a paperwork problem and becomes a legal one. If that's your situation, this is your sign to talk to an actual employment attorney and not appeal on your own. Knowing the difference is half the battle. You're not back at square one. You gotta know that's really a not yet. You know the reason, you know the deadline, and you know what your appeal has to do. That's a plan, and a plan beats panic every time. If you want to make sure your next round of paperwork lands right, go watch my video on what to say to your doctor for mental health leave. I'll see you in the next one.